Are we good to go?
Yeah. It's still setting up the live stream.
Okay. I got a message saying it was live streaming, but we'll wait a minute until you give me the high sign.
Okay, we're live.
All right. Awesome. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our July meeting. Um, let's take a quick look at our participants list. I don't believe we have any new guests. No, we're usual suspects. So, with that, if we pull up to the land acknowledgement, and then if Pat Toss Smith, if you would do the land acknowledgement this evening, once it pops up.
You're muted, Pat.
Okay, that's better. Let me see if I can find it. I guess I need speaker view, huh?
It's being shared. So
I think Amber's pulling it up for you.
Okay, the land acknowledgement. We pause to acknowledge that Solano County Democratic Central Committee of the Democratic Party sits on the land of the Miwok and Patwin people. We remember their continued connection to the region and give thanks to them for allowing us to live, work, learn, and pray in their traditional homeland. We offer our respect to their elders and the Miwok and Patwin people of the past and present.
Right, thank you. We do have a quorum. I believe everyone who's with us has been sworn in. So we will jump right into approval of the June 2025 minutes.
Move approval.
Okay, have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Is that poll ready to launch?
I'm sorry, is this minutes or agenda?
Minutes. Don't be shy. Vote early, vote often, or as often as the system will let you. All right, minutes have been approved. Next item we have is the agenda. I do have some items that have been asked to be added to the agenda. One is the authorization of the three clubs that were conditionally authorized to authorize their charters for the 2 years so that they may go ahead and submit their rosters to the party as one item. There's also uh, approving flowers or other suitable donation for in memory of former Assistant Council Member Jane Day. And then the last item that I have that was suggested to me was to discuss sponsoring the Labor Day breakfast. So with those additions, does anyone have any other additions, corrections or deletions they want to make to the agenda? Please raise your hand.
Seeing no hands, I move that we approve the agenda as amended.
Okay. Wallace made the
Second.
motion. I heard
Second,
a
Wiley.
second. Thank you. You can watch that. Poll. Again, feel free to vote if you are eligible to do so. Right, and the agenda has passed unanimously. Thank you all. Next item is public comment is for guests to our meeting. Comments are limited to 2 minutes. Additional time may not be granted. I don't see any guests with their hands up. So going once, going twice, sold. Moving on from public comments to the treasurer's report. Do we have that ready to
Okay.
display?
Yes. There it is.
Right.
Okay. I'm not sure if everyone can see it, but I think it was sent out, so you may be able to follow it on your email. So July 2025 Treasurer's Report. We'll start with our federal account. Our beginning balance of 619 was $12,199.42. We had an allocation transfer in our credits of $937.68 from our state account, bringing our total to $13,137.10. When we take away the debits, River City Business Services at $500.40 this month, storage unit of $153.99 with the total debits or expenses of $654.39. We bring our federal ending balance of 721 to $12,482.71. Now going to our state account, beginning balance of the June 19th was $5,445.93. Our contribution income of $5 and of $150 with a total of $155, bringing our balance to $5,593. Our Act Blue merchant fees, which were expenses, were $2.18, along with the subtraction of the allocation transfer we sent to our federal account of $937.58. Brought our state ending balance to $4,561.07. So our total federal and state accounts equals $17,043.78. And that's our expenses and our debits for July. Any
All right.
questions?
I do.
Sure.
Okay, Paul.
have most of the clubs and the members paid their dues for this year, Karen?
Most of them have, yes. Of course, we have electeds that, have not, but I can submit a finding on that as well. So to make sure that everybody's up to date. But most of them have been, yes.
I would appreciate that.
Okay, can do.
Kathy, I see your hands up.
Yeah, maybe I've asked this question before, but I can't remember. Why do we need to transfer the funds from the between the two accounts?
Because usually most of our regular debts or expenses are taken out of our federal.
So
And
we,
and then there's a formula that the clubs are given, that there's a certain percentage of funds that you can transfer to your federal account from your state account. So it's a limited amount of money. I don't know if it's 20% or whatever, or however that is, but there is a formula, which I don't really know the formula. I don't have that. Our accountants have that, but yeah, that's the
and we
reason.
can spend different things come out of different accounts.
Right. Different things come out of different accounts.
Yeah, there is very high level view. There is administrative expenses can be paid for partially for county party committees. As a central committee can be paid for partly with state funds. So that's the transfer, but the bookkeeping it's paid out of the federal account. And the formula depends on which offices are up. So it changes every cycle. Depends on if the president's up or if there's senators on the ballot. So no one can keep it straight. All right. Does anyone else have any questions? I did just want to add a comment before we move on from the treasurer's report. There was a reminder put out regarding a delayed payment owed to the Central Committee. I just want to remind everyone that whether you're seeking reimbursement from the Central Committee or you have to make a payment to the Central Committee, anything that involves our books, please get it to our treasurer in a timely fashion. Because if there's a delay in reporting, we have to pay extra to River City for the amending our filing statements, updating our books and all that, and it costs us additional money. So please make sure any requests for reimbursement are submitted timely, any payments due, anything that involves our checkbook, get it to our treasurer in a timely fashion so that she can get it reported promptly and everybody's happy. So, all right. Moving on to other officers' reports. Since the last Central Committee meeting, there's been a number of trainings on offering by different groups that I've been attending on organizing strategies and various tools and techniques. So the National Party and other organizations are getting rolling slowly in offering opportunities to engage, but again, we'll be plowing ahead with that. Well, I was not able to attend the Good Trouble rallies because that was on an office day for me. I do hope to attend some of the upcoming events as time permits. And again, want to encourage all of you to do your part and say what you need to say, exercising your freedom of speech regarding everything that's going on, and including our wonderful impartial Supreme Court. So that's all I have. I'm going to move on to, let me ask, I saw our Southern Vice Chairs with us, I thought I saw. Yeah. So our Southern Vice Chair, do you have a report this evening?
Thanks, Ron. Just that Vernell and I, when she gets back from her vacation, are going to get very serious about fundraising, our next fundraiser. But we couldn't connect before she left. I'm happy for her that she gets to vacation so much, but we might have a later than end of summer fundraiser. That's my report.
All right, thank you. Secretary, you said you had something to report tonight other
Yeah.
than the minutes, so.
This is actually in the note, another training coming up. So working with Kay Patrice Williams and the Young Democrats, Raul Jacob Francisco is going to be doing a training on basic Google Drive, particularly Google Docs, Google Sheets, just sort of how to maneuver that program. It really helps make things efficient. And there are a lot of people who just aren't very familiar with it. So this training is going to be August 16th from 11 to 12. That's a Saturday. And he has an RSVP set up. So I will send that information to everybody. But if you've had any hesitancy about using Google Docs or opening a Google Doc or creating a Google Doc or uh, just doing anything with it. This is a really this is designed to be like the very beginner, and then I'm sure he'll be able to answer questions. So I hope we can get a few people there because I think that the more we can use these very efficient, I mean, it's an efficient way to do something that involves a lot of people. Is the training limited to central committee members? I would think that if there's a club member that would be great too for them to come. You know, anybody who can use it. I wouldn't say just anybody, but I think anybody that has any relationship to the Central Committee or any of the Democratic clubs in the county, any club members, I think that would be fine. And I probably anybody actually, because I doubt that it's going to be super crowded.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Information Officer Amber, do you have anything for this evening to report?
Yes, I think it's going to come up later for a vote. There's a program called Canva. It allows you to create different types of media. I use it to create posts for our Instagram page. You might see some of those same images on our Facebook or Twitter or Blue Sky pages. And like I mentioned last month, we're doing an overhaul of the website, and I need Canva to create some of the images for the new website. The cost for a year subscription to Canva is $120. So it would be great if everyone agreed to approve that subscription. Thank you.
How do you spell that?
CANVA,
CANVA.
CANVA. Okay, thanks.
just like it's on the agenda.
And
So we'll bring
that it
that
was-
up. Also, I do know that I'll just add to Amber's report. I do know that she is looking for volunteers to aid with the tech committee and all the things that they do. So if you are interested in assisting with anything under her purview, be it social media, website, whatever, please email her and connect with her and offer that assistance. So I would appreciate it, and I know she would too. Next up, our parliamentarian. Paula, you have anything to report this evening?
I do. I do, because what occurred to me this morning when I was struggling to get the United Dems roster uploaded to CDP is that we have to vote tonight to charter the three clubs that we had originally chartered conditionally, because if we don't vote them tonight to be rechartered, then they won't be able to participate, and that just doesn't strike me as right. So, I gave Amber a heads up that I was going to be making this motion so she could do a Google Drive, or she could do a ballot for us here on it. But I'm just wondering, does anybody have any questions or hesitation to vote yes on this? Please speak up now. so I can answer your questions.
Will you
Okay.
tell us what are the three clubs?
It was Sankofa and the Community Club and the Workers Alliance. And two
Okay,
of the
thanks.
three did send some paperwork in, but honestly, it's not really sufficient. And in some cases, actually wasn't filed. But so here's my thinking. It's like FPPC compliance isn't required in our bylaws, but we just kind of threw it out there this year to see how it would land. But hadn't really thought about the state party's timeline for having to upload our club rosters. And I just don't think that we can not allow them to do that. So we need to vote tonight to charter them in full so they can participate, knowing that in the next couple of years, FPPC compliance probably will be in our bylaws and we can be a little more strict about it. But in the meantime, it gives them time to clean up their books. So that's my motion. I am moving that we authorize rechartering the three clubs that we had initially rechartered conditionally.
I second that.
Thank you.
I mean, while I would dispute the notion that we can't ask people to obey the law just because it's not in our bylaws, I do agree with approving this tonight because they have made efforts and presumably they will have all demonstrated adequately compliance before the 90 days. So I would again encourage everyone to vote for it. So that there's no question about their ability to participate in the endorsement process.
Thank you.
If you would relaunch that poll and we can go ahead and vote.
Oh, and while we're waiting for that, so it's really hard to find that link. I got Jeff Kortzen, our regional director, to send it to me, but it is cademsclubs.org. You put that in the search, it'll pop up and it will give you, and then it's easy enough to follow through. The other thing is, I never remember, you also have to have birthdays for all of your club members.
They will, if they can, they use the birthdays to double check the registration. So I've had a lot of people object to submitting their birthdays, but it's not an absolute requirement. They won't kick it back if they can verify the registration without the birthday.
Oh, cool.
I asked that at the Jeff's training at.
Yeah, there is a caveat though that if they have problems, we'll have to cure it. So
Yeah,
just be advised that if you happen to have a particularly common name, it may cause headaches for your club's leadership down the road, but we'll deal with it, I'm sure, or you'll deal with it. So that motion passed.
Thank you, you guys. You're awesome.
All right, and speaking of, as soon as the chaos dies down a little, I know that we will get into reviewing our bylaws and doing the stuff that we've said we're going to put in when we have time. So that's awesome. Great. Thank you all. I do want to acknowledge before we move on, thanks to everyone who submitted their report, club or elected official reports in writing. We appreciate that. And if you haven't yet, please do so. We'll get it sent out to the membership. Moving on to committee reports. Communications Committee, do we have a report this evening?
You know what? Michelle's not here.
I was going to talk a little bit about something regarding the communications committee, but so I could do that now. One of the things that we wanted to do in the communications committee is to activate the Facebook page that the central committee has. We've been getting, I've been getting Kadem, state party communication, emails every week with messaging, different kinds of messaging to put out there to the public. And they've done actually a very good job of it. They have specific messaging that's going on within the Democratic Party. And they also have some articles that are really human interest articles. And so they're already vetted by the state party. So I thought I would try to get admin rights to the Facebook page and also maybe get a few more admin rights so that there's a couple of us posting to that Facebook page. And then people would just like it and would get the posts that we post weekly. I think it would help us to send out good messaging, to the Solano County clubs. I would urge every club member to like the page, and then that would show up on Facebook feeds, and then they could share it. And they had I shared already a few of the posts that I got. One of them was about clean energy, that California is leading the way with clean energy jobs. Another one was about the SoCal raids, the ICE raids, where this was a human interest story because during a raid in Southern California to a cannabis farm, a non-immigrant, but he was a Hispanic man, he fell from a greenhouse. He had climbed on top of it out of fear, and he ended up in the hospital and died later. So there's stuff that's going on that's just not right in, that whole area. And also one of the other ones that I posted was about the AG Banta, where he's filed a lawsuit to require ICE agents to not wear masks and to have badges. So I just think, this is being sent to us now through Caden's communication committee, and I'd like to just start posting them onto our Facebook page. So I don't know if we need an okay for that, or if I could, the information officer could just make me an admin, and as I get a few more people, make them admins. So I'm not sure what to do with that, if we need to have it voted on or anything.
I mean, my own perspective, I think certainly if Amber can set you up with posting privileges to do that, it would certainly be beneficial for us to be generating that stuff. I know that as you said, we've been receiving that stuff from the party for the last few weeks. And as I think I mentioned a couple months ago, Rusty actually attributed the decision to roll that out to the letter we sent him. So kudos to us for sparking that innovation. But yeah, I do think it would be a good idea if we can work, and I'll defer the details to Amber to work out with all of you. But yeah, I certainly would suggest that some of you dual hat yourselves and work with the tech committee doing the social media as well. I don't think we need a motion to that, as long as you're not authorized to, set up ads. I think we're fine. It's just posting of the stuff. I think we're good.
I'll barely be able to have time enough to post post the stuff. But I do manage 3 pages already. I manage it for another business and for myself 2 pages. So I do know how to do that quite well. So I think there shouldn't be any problems with it. But I also need help. I'll probably need another 2 people to maybe do this over time. So but we need to start this. It might be something other central committees could do once they see how it's working for us. I don't know. But it'll get the word out there. That's the hope.
Yeah. And I certainly, I know that we've had the discussions in the past about what the chair needs to approve, and just consider this pre-approval. Anything that's already been vetted by the state party has approval, or the national party for that matter. So if we get valid content from DNC, repost it, share, etc. So I'll leave it to the communications committee to work with the tech committee and Amber to make that happen. Unless anyone has any objection to it, I think it's just common sense. So I appreciate you bringing that forward. Fundraising committee, we already heard from that, that is pending returns from vacations, but once the committee has had, fundraising committee's had a chance to regroup and meet, I want to encourage everyone to certainly help out with our next fundraisers. Because if you're an eagle eye paying attention to our monthly reports, our combined balance is dropping a couple $100 every month just because we have ongoing expenses and we don't have income to match. So we need to have fundraisers to have the money we want to have for next year to contest the election. Next report, legislation committee. And Bonnie, you're up.
Yeah, thank you, Dawn. I sent the report yesterday, and there are 5 bills that we have added for consideration. Y'all should have those, but I can actually, let me just put it really quickly in the chat. Just the list, and then I'm not sure if you want me to quickly go over them or if there is a motion. Here we go.
I think it's in just, if we want to just cover the bill names.
Okay. Hang on. I don't know if that went, I think it went over. Hold on. I think there's too many characters for it to go through. Hang on just a second. Let me just, nope, sorry. Bear with me. Well, the first bill is AB 93, which is a sister bill to AB 222, which asks for AB 222 is one that we already have endorsed, and that looks at the energy usage of data centers. AB 93 looks at the water usage, which apparently it requires potable water and large amounts of potable water for these data centers. So put a couple of the bills in, and then I go on. Then the next one is AB 630. And this bill we want to oppose. It basically says if you live in an RV, they can still impound it even if you're living there. So we want to oppose that because it might result in more houselessness if folks, their homes are taken away at the time that they are actually living in them. Here is another one, AB 847. This basically, we would support this. This is about law enforcement and the confidentiality of their records, meaning that it makes it more, there's an oversight commission that can access otherwise confidential personnel information. So we would support that. Let me go back and try to get, there's 2 more. SB 627, that's Senator Wiener's bill about making it a criminal act to have law enforcement wear masks if it's not like medically necessary. I'll put that one in along with the last one, which is SB 634, which we would also support. And it basically says, here, let me send that over, that you can't ban, it bans prohibitions on aid for unhoused community members. So you cannot prohibit aid for unhoused people. And those are the 5 bills that we are putting forth for consideration. I don't know if there's a motion and if there is any discussion.
I'll second the motion.
All right.
Well, it did come from the committee. That's true.
Yeah, so it's the five bills have been put before you. I will add that SB 627 is also endorsed, supported by the Northern Solano Club. Does anyone have any comments or any discussion? Please raise your hand.
Through the chair, I see Paula's hand up.
I just think they all sound good and we should support the committee's recommendation.
Okay, so if that poll is ready, let's go ahead and launch that poll.
And I'm sure Dawn will respond and support. And then we also plan when we get closer to the floor votes that we will put out an alert for our members to let our legislators know that we support these bills or oppose.
All right. And the Ledge Committee report is approved. So thank you, and thank you, Bonnie, and all of your committee for your hard work.
Thank you, and thank you to the rest of the committee. I appreciate your participation.
All right. Next item is, we've already discussed, it is the, moving on to business, it's the approval of the Canva Pro account for our tech officer to, as you said, create necessary graphics for social media, flyers, and other purposes.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion or a second?
Paula, I second.
Yeah. All right, motion and a second. Any discussion from anyone?
I'm sorry, I tried to get my hand up and it wouldn't come up. I just wanted to know the cost of that. Was it $120 or 122? I didn't get the actual cost.
120.
120. Thanks, Amber. Okay.
Do you know would there be a sales or use tax applied, or is this a straight 120?
It'll just be 120.
Okay. So the motion would be to approve the expenditure of $120. There's been a second. Any further discussion?
Yes, again, is that 120 annually?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I think Canva is what Andrea used on some of her ads for the campaign. And they came out really well. I couldn't figure out how to use it, but then I'm just not techie enough.
Now, for those of us of a certain age, it is sort of the online version of PageMaker and Publisher and similar tools. So
Yeah.
with that, if we could launch the poll, assuming we have it ready.
I've got a question about the poll. Were we going to do this as an annual expenditure or just the one time for the 1 year?
We will bring it back for approval as the bill comes due.
Okay.
All right. And that motion passes unanimously.
Yay.
So I will rely on Amber to get with Karen and work out all the details of getting the invoice in, and we will be able to do more social media stuff. Awesome. Next item is approval of a letter to Solano County Board of Supervisors urging public appointment process for the sheriff. The impetus for this was actually a communication from Quentin Boyce, concerned about the process for the appointment of sheriff, and expressing his concern. And after reading his comments to the Central Committee, thinking about what we could do as a body, we drafted a letter urging a public appointment process with multiple candidates and an open interview and deliberation process. I think that, as many of you are aware, this is the third consecutive time that the sheriff has decided to step down in midterm. And on this occasion, as in the previous two occasions, he's recommended his second in command. And at least on the last occasion, and I believe the time before that, the board adopted that without any sort of open process. I'd like to encourage, and this letter is asking them to encourage a process with multiple candidates and interview and evaluate them and have that discussion. Since unfortunately state law doesn't allow for them to call an election to fill the vacancy, this is the next best thing. So I had to sent the letter out to everyone last night, and to get any comments, feedback, discussion, or feeling that a motion to approve it, and we can send it to the chair of the board.
Don, could you scroll down again so we can see the top of the letter?
Sure.
Okay, but it's just to Mashburn and not to all the supervisors?
He is the chair, but we can certainly send the same letter to all 5 supervisors.
Okay, I
All of them.
haven't raised my hand.
Yeah, I think we should send it to everybody, although I'm sure Mashburn would send it out, but I think it's a great letter, Don, and I appreciate you writing it. I especially appreciate that you brought up that this is the third consecutive time this has happened.
Absolutely.
And we know there's 3%ers in the sheriff's department because they advertise their products. For all that Ferreira could not find them when he went looking. So I think it's really important, and thank you for writing it. So I move that we approve it if we're ready for a motion.
Okay, Jeanette, I see your hands up.
I will just say that I did bring this up with a colleague last night, and I just wanted to say that when he ran for office, it was a 4-year term, and then they added 2-year to his term. So I just thought that was an interesting point, that probably, he maybe didn't sign up for a 6-year term, because I was questioning the same thing. Why are all these people retiring before the end of their term? So I just threw that in for additional information, that the term changed after he had ran for it. But I fully support the letter. I fully support the letter.
Oh, I appreciate that. Of course, I'm of the silly notion that a person who runs for office should plan to serve their entire term, but that's just me. All
I'm
right,
sorry, can I
any other
quickly
discussion?
ask why the term changed? What was I don't quite understand. Thank you.
Well, the ostensible reason is to have the sheriff and district attorney elected at presidential years when turnout is higher. The more cynical reason is that Sacramento County activists couldn't defeat the sheriff candidate they opposed. So they're trying to change it to a presidential when they think they have a better chance. And because they couldn't get a special bill passed, they were able to get a statewide bill passed. So, but the ostensible reason is for greater turnout during the presidential primary as opposed to the midterm primary. So we will have the staggered elections, and in 3 years we will be voting on our sheriff and DA, and all the other officers are up next year. Any other questions or discussion? If
I'm spacing out. So when would the election would take place next fall?
the elections for sheriff and district attorney will be presidential
Presidential
years. So there'll
election.
be the primary, and then if no one gets 50%, there'll be the runoff in November of 2028. The other countywide officers, assessor recorder, auditor controller, treasurer tax collector, so forth, and the county superintendent of schools, they're all up next year in the primary. Same as just as they have been for time immemorial. Okay. With that, unless there's further discussion, let's go ahead and launch the poll with the understanding that it will be sent to all 5 members of the board.
So who was Paula? I know Paula, you did one of the motions. Who was the other? Who seconded or?
I moved. I'm not sure who seconded it.
I'll second it.
Sounds good.
No one else did.
There was a second, but I don't remember who it
Remember?
was.
Okay. Does anyone remember who it was?
I seconded a different motion, but you can put me down for this one. That's okay. Okay.
I thought it was Jeannie, no? Jeannie White?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh.
Thank you.
Well, we have, looks like it passed, so
Yay.
that letter will be going out.
Great. Thanks, Don, for doing that.
We did, because the next 2 items I had on my list are potentially lengthy discussions. I'm going to skip ahead to item that was put on the agenda this evening. As many of you are aware, and former council member Jane Day, former city council member Jane Day passed away earlier this month. She served on the Assistant City Council for, I believe, 36 years and was one of the longest serving elected officials in Solano County history, and was a fairly active Democrat working behind the scenes on a lot of issues. And it was suggested to me that we either send flowers to her funeral service or other equivalent memorial if there's a scholarship or this other item listed, which I have not seen. I'm only aware of the funeral happening next week. So asking approval for the committee to approve money for appropriate memorial for Councilmember Day.
Is there any particular amount or limitation or?
I don't know what the current funeral arrangements go for, so I would have to beg off Lynette.
Thanks, Don. I would say $100 should get you something nice, but are you going to send a resolution with that too, please? Just kind of recognizing who she has been for us as Dems.
I can, if the committee would like, I can certainly draft an appropriate letter.
Yeah, or a letter. Yeah, but yeah, I think that would just be nice for the family to have that in addition to the whatever plant we send or
Okay.
flowers without objection.
All right, I will make that note. So any further discussion and accepting $100 as the amount?
I think that sounds good. I don't want to be making all the motions though, so I'm going to shut up.
I'll move.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second that we can get on the
Second.
record?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Not seeing any. If we can, I don't know if we have a poll for that ready or not. Oh, Monica, sorry, I see your hands up. Monica, did you want to wish to speak?
You're muted.
I think she was just clapping, Dawn.
Okay,
Oh, now it's up.
well, unless you unmute, Yvonne, your hand's up. Or are we just getting people raising their hands to vote?
Oh, we've got a poll up, don't
We
we?
have a poll.
Yeah, it was launched and then it froze when we saw Monica's hand up. So let's relaunch that poll, please.
Don, my question was there any kind of uh, designation where she wanted donations sent or anything like that, charities or anything that she supported? That was my question.
I have not seen a formal funeral announcement or a bit. Well, let me correct that. I have not seen an obituary. I've seen the funeral announcement on Brian Breaker's website. Bonnie, your hands up.
I had the same thought, and that, I mean, it's a little bit late to amend the motion, but if there is a designation for something else, because some people really don't want flowers, and they might have a charity that they want to have us do in their honor. Okay, so could we make a friendly amendment that if that's the request that we abide by that?
Does the maker of the motion object to that?
No, well, I don't know if I made the motion, but I don't have any objection. I moved it.
Okay, we will, if there is an appropriate well, we will do so. Otherwise, we will do an appropriate flower arrangement. Right. It looks like that has passed. So thank you, everyone. The other item I added was the Labor Day breakfast. It is coming up. I just had the flyer up on Labor Day, September 1st, I believe. And let me share this as well. The announcement went out a few days ago. It is the usual location, the Ironworkers Hall in Benicia. Individual tickets are $40. Sponsorship levels range from 500 on up. I wanted to bring it to the body if we wish to do the assembly level sponsorship.
How much was that again?
That would be the lowest level at $500, and it includes 6 event tickets. We have, on occasion, sponsored the Labor Day breakfast in the past, and in turn, they have supported us. So we can certainly discuss whether we wish to do so this time. And Bonnie, I see your hand first.
Yeah, I make a motion that we do go ahead and do the assembly level, but I do want to know where those 6 tickets are going to go. I mean, I don't mind spending my own $40, but just curious about that.
This is Lynette. I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have
To do
a
the
motion.
sponsorship level.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. My thought would be that we would offer the opportunity, sort of a first come, first serve, which we have done in the past with things like this, but if the membership has another notion we can discuss. Monica.
I figured out what I was doing wrong. Yes, that was what I was going to bring up also, is that that's fine. I just want to make sure that they get sold, that we don't give them out to nice people, unless of course somebody's lost their job or maybe on strike like Safeway. It's coming up this weekend.
Safeway's going, oh gosh.
All right, Karen.
Okay, I was just going to say that we wouldn't mind having folks donate money toward this level as well. I would think that we would have some members want to donate money to be applied to the $500, or just donate in kind for to come up to the $500 for an equal sum. That's another thought that we could do in terms of earmarking this money for the Labor Day breakfast. Thank you.
Okay, Bonnie, your hand's up again.
Yeah, I just want to say that I would be willing to donate $50 towards this if I were to get a ticket out of it. I'm going to be the first one to say that.
Okay. Any other? I don't see anybody else's hand raised. So, oh, Paula.
Yeah, no, I think that we should sell the tickets for at least 40 bucks a piece to people in the club. But yeah, I'm in favor of doing a $500 level.
Okay, well, certainly we can make that available to members of the Central Committee.
So $40 a ticket, and there are only 6 tickets. That's only going to pay for half of the.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Granted, but it's still, given that I think we've probably received at least an equal sum from the Labor Council at the crab feed and other events, it's not necessarily a complete loss.
No.
So, not seeing any other hands, if we can go ahead and launch a poll on this item. And I will just say that members are strongly encouraged to reach out to Karen and myself with their contributions for the ticket, and the first ticket, 6 tickets that are claimed, will that's who will get them.
That's good.
Right. Looks like that motion is passed, so we will move that forward, and thank you all. And even if you're not on the Central Committee's dime, I would encourage you to consider supporting our siblings in labor and attending the Labor Day breakfast as well. Okay, jumping back to items, we were requested to include follow-up on ICE actions on the agenda this evening. However, the person who requested it isn't with us this evening. That said, we certainly have seen actions continue, and as was relayed earlier, outrages continue. And I think it's part of our ongoing conversation, given that the big ugly bill is now created one of the largest alleged law enforcement agencies in the world, to do the regime's dirty work. It's going to be certainly something to deal with. Jeanette.
I just wanted to let you know that last Wednesday, we had a training in Vacaville for the Rapid Response Network to deal with this. And we had like 20 people, and we're meeting Friday to set one up for Dixon. So when I find out when the meeting is set up, I'll send it to Kathy so we can get that sent out.
All right, appreciate that. Karen.
I also got a request from the North Bay Rapid Response Network asking for help to organize a legal observer training, and we're going to be doing that in Rio Vista as well.
Good. And I want to, as people learn of these things in ways that we can do our part, please share them with the Central Committee, get them to Kathy to get out. Paula.
So I just want to make sure people know that you can get this app for your phone called Ice Block, ICEBLOCK, and it will tell you if there's ice in your neighborhood or within 5-mile radius of where you are. I don't know how accurate it is, but I do know that Pam Bondi just fired the wife of the guy who created this app. They hate it that much. So I think it may be pretty effective. And you can get it at the App Store.
It's called ICE Block?
Block,
Yes.
BLOCK.
Okay.
Monica.
So if you guys remember, I think my first or second year tried to get the oh my God. Okay, so this is what happens when I get really tired. Where we are like Los Angeles and San Francisco.
Sanctuary?
Sanctuary, thank you. Because I understand there's a good reason for us to do that. It means that certain things cannot happen. And so what I was wondering is that I'm gonna bring it forward at the Board of Soups, because I really want to make sure that we don't help with ICE in any kind of way that we have to do. But I was reading that does anybody know what I'm talking about? That there's something that won't happen, that the police cannot help, the sheriff cannot help, nobody can help. And those of you who have been like Jeanette talking about what you guys, the training that you got, did anybody talk about that? Because that might be something we can collectively do in each of our cities.
I
Nobody
have
has
to
a
say,
clue?
I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, okay. I'll do some research then. But I think there's that's why they're coming. That's why NumNut is coming after San Francisco, LA, and everything else in California, because there's something that happens when you become a sanctuary city, sanctuary county in terms of what ICE can and cannot do, or what the police can or cannot do, something like that.
I think the police just maybe can't coordinate with them or
I
can't.
think that might be it, but I think you have to be sanctuary for that to not to happen. You just can't do it. I don't know. I don't want to take up time. Everybody's tired, but I will do some research and send it out vis-a-vis Dawn.
Okay, Ms. Alexander, you're up next.
I actually, Kate Patrice put it in the chat. I was going to point out that Fairfield does not cooperate with ICE. It may be various jurisdictions make their own decisions on whether or not they cooperate with ICE. I know that was the deal. Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, Los Angeles Police, they don't cooperate with ICE, but that's been long going. So it's been the same with San Francisco Police Department and San Francisco Sheriffs.
So, and dropped in chat, we have a source for access to Know Your Rights cards available. So please reach out via Jeannie White if you would like some. And Kathy again.
Oh,
Your hand's
never
up.
mind.
Oh, okay. Was that what you were about to ask?
No.
Okay. Any other comments, questions, discussion on this item? Okay. Seeing none, final item I left on the agenda for this evening was planning for 25-26. We talked last month about organizing a number of actions, and we sent out the appropriate letter, and we've done some of the communications. In looking at the planning for a community forum to discuss issues that we're having with the administration, how people can take action. We were provided some information that the Placer County Central Committee did a democracy workshop, they called it, with a number of breakout groups discussing different ways of engagement and being involved in different tools to use. And that's the model we're looking at using for the community forum that we're discussing and holding. Right now, we are looking at dates in mid-October for putting the event on as soon as we can verify whether the space is available on the desired days. I do want to reiterate what I've said previously. While we have, in all likelihood, a venue up here in Fairfield for North County, I'd like to also look at holding a similar event in South County of Vallejo or Benicia. So I would ask those of you who are familiar with the venues available in Vallejo and Benicia to look or help us find a place that is either free or very reasonably priced, about the size of the event center, or the Ironworkers Hall or some similar location where the event happens, so that we can nail down a venue in South County as well. And we are meeting to discuss the community forum. Our next meeting will be next Monday night, the 28th at 7, right after Congressman Garamendi's town hall, unless he is very long-winded, in which case we'll just have to skip him. And go to our meeting, in which we'll be hearing from Placer County Democrats who organized that democracy forum. And so I'd like to encourage you to sign up and join us for that and help us continue the planning for these community forums so that the people, our friends and neighbors who are frustrated, annoyed, upset, offended by what's going on, are given the tools to stand up, speak out, fight back. Monica.
Do you want me to reserve the event center at the county building? Because obviously it wouldn't cost us anything.
As soon as I have the spare 10 minutes to send you the dates, I plan to make that ask. We had a meeting last night, and today was, silly people actually expect me to work. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I understand completely. We had 85 families that we fed tonight, so I get it. I get it.
So, but yes, I will be reaching out to you for those dates.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
So that's where I'm at with that. If any of you are affiliated with allied organizations that are also engaging in the work of causing good trouble, as our departed friend John Lewis liked to put it, please share them with us. We want to make sure that we're inviting those who are participating in the fight to have a presence and help us shape the resistance. So please communicate that to me and other members of the executive board as you can. Looking at a question I got via text, just to clarify, yes, the election for district attorney, sheriff are now at the presidential primary. That's in elections code 1300, which was passed 2 years ago. So moving it from the off-year primary to the presidential primary. Does anyone have anything they wish to discuss regarding the upcoming elections, other than to say that I want to encourage you all to either consider running for office yourself or helping us find good Democrats to run where there are currently Republicans in office. Because it's going to be another exciting year, I'm sure. So, I'm not seeing any hands. Does anyone have any announcements they wish to make? Jeanette.
Thanks. I just want to follow up on the conversation a while ago about the sheriff, because our former member, Brian Travis, said that there is a change with the state law that says once someone's appointed, there has to be an election at the next gubernatorial election. So it's still not certain if it'll be 26 or 28.
Admittedly, the law is confusing because I've seen it ignored, because that language is present to say it'll be at the next general election. But I've also seen that get ignored as often as not. So I'm not sure. I'm sure that the attorneys will duke it out. But
okay, he was just saying
the
it
next
might
regular
not be.
election will be in 28. So we may or may not have a special, but regardless regardless of when the sheriff is on the ballot, we certainly would prefer an open appointment process instead of blessing the next in line and then they get to run with all the powers of incumbency without having their credentials seriously questioned and discussed and debated.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's not the announcement I was hoping you were making tonight, Jeanette, but okay. We will hold off until we're ready.
What announcement is that?
I will leave her to make whatever announcement she's ready to make when she's ready to make it. I'm just eager.
Okay, I'm texting you.
All right. Any other announcements at this time? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn in memory of Councilmember Jane Day and Ozzy Osbourne for those of you who enjoy heavy metal music.
So moved. This is Monica.
I'll second.
All right.
And toss in the Cosby Kid.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
Malcolm
Thank
Jamal
you.
Warner as well.
Yeah, that was
Good,
Yeah,
good one,
really
Paula.
tragic.
So
Very
sad.
sad, very sad.
Very
All
tragic.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, the Ozzy announcement overshadowed any other news yesterday. So,
Oh, gosh.
Good meeting, Don. Thank you.
all right. Have a
Thank
good
you,
night,
everybody.
everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye.